I don't really know how to start this. I don't really have any idea. I just feel compelled to record talking to myself, and it maybe will go up on YouTube. I don't know. But I have to be honest. I have to be truthful. I have to be real with myself, but still maintain the sense of whimsy, I guess. But I don't know what. That's my toilet at this place I'm staying. But anyway, cut here, cause I'm just yapping. But right now I'm in Mexico. I just turned 25 3 days ago. I still have no idea what I'm doing. I still have no idea. I'm still confused. I'm still like genuinely Hermit on the bottom of the deck. I was doing tarot earlier, but I'm still genuinely confused. I'm still unsure about all of it. A quick kind of summary of what's going on in my life to these people that are maybe viewing this on YouTube if I post it. I was living in New Orleans, and I've been in the United States like my whole life, save for like going abroad and like living in Japan for 6 months, but that kind of really ruined my whole life and opened up my brain in a good way. Ruined my life, but it was always gonna happen. But I come back, to the United States, and I've been there for a while, and I tried to move to New Orleans and make things work, and I was living in my car, go-go dancing, trying to make ends meet, doing like whatever I could to make money, and I just realized I couldn't take it anymore. Ever since I had stepped off of the plane back home from Japan, all the way back in 2023, I realized I can't live here anymore. This is not the place for me. And then I tried to make it work, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. It's not my truth. But I tried with New Orleans because New Orleans it's a different city. It's probably like one of the only places I could ever see myself coming back to, or maybe owning property or whatever. But I tried to force something into the shape of like one of those like kids' toys that toddlers have, and it's like a triangle, and I'm like putting the square in. But I'm really more like this. Anyway, I don't know. But I tried to make it work at a time I was supposed to be there, and I realized that it wasn't enough, and it wasn't for me, and I learned the lessons, but it was time to go, and I had felt really scared for a while, and the whole point of me making this video is probably what the title or whatever is going to be, taking a leap at the jump or whatever. I had thought before that by going to New Orleans and seeking out like these signs that I've been getting and feelings and desires of going there, and I'd like been there and I'd experienced the things I needed to experience. I was living in my car and all these things that were really been valuable to, me as a person. And then it got to a point where I was trying to continue holding on to something that it was time to let go of. And that's a symptom of like, living in your car and being scared and not knowing if you're going to eat and all this stuff. But shower, not having anybody to rely on, because I moved there and I had a bunch of people that I thought I could rely on that I ended up not being able to. So I was really alone for a lot of it, but not entirely. But this past almost like a month ago now, which is insane that I'm like a month into doing this. Like I can't even believe it. I can't even believe it. I was just trying to make sure I had battery, but I came back to New Orleans, and then I went to go to Denver to stay with my sister, and then now went back to New Orleans recently to like collect all my stuff because it was in storage, and make a decision on whether I wanted to stay in New Orleans or take the jump. And when I was in New Orleans, here's the thing about the situation, is that neither choice was wrong. I'm glad I made the choice that I made now, despite how scared and afraid and unsure I am, but neither choice was wrong. I could have stayed there by some happenstance, despite having horrible credit because of, my past or whatever choices. This landlord decided to give me a chance, and I was going to be able to have a place. And at that time, and not really anymore, but I've been doing massage a lot to make money, and it was a perfect kind of a place. I manifested it. Like I genuinely manifested it. I pictured it in my head and thought about it and talked to myself about a place where I could have like a really nice place that's like industrial, high ceilings, close to the water, central access, like near the center of the city, somewhere off like a Decatur Street, if anybody knows that in New Orleans watching this. But it also had an elevator with a fucking camera, so I could buzz people in to get into the elevator, to get into my lobby, to go to my apartment. Like, perfect clientele type situation of an apartment. $1,500 a month, which is not super crazy for something that nice in New Orleans. And I had exactly enough money to, like, some money saved up, and like I could have sold some like stocks or whatever that I need to liquidate anyway, because old money energy and all that. And it was I had exactly like $3,000 or something like that. But I decided that I didn't want to do it because it didn't feel wrong, but it just felt like there was the not feeling of doing what I'm doing now, if that makes sense. This didn't have a bad feeling, actually. Let me correct myself. It just didn't have this feeling over here. And that really spoke to me, because this feeling over here is the same energy that I walked towards to manifest going to Japan and having the scholarship money to go there and all this other stuff. And I know what it feels like to follow the heart, I guess is what I'm saying. And this was not wrong. It just would have been the prolonging of an inevitable pivot back to this anyway. And this is fine, and it would have been more stable in a way, quicker, and built some different kind of energy, but it wasn't this. And I've been avoiding this my whole life in some ways. Not really to my own detriment, it's just been things that I need to go through, and it hasn't been time yet, and it was time when I went to Japan and all that, but now it's time again. Now it feels like it's time again. I look so glossy. Anyway, looking at my skin and how shiny I am, but this is selling all my stuff, giving away my car, and leaving New Orleans with literally only my bag and a carry-on, and I don't have a plan to go back to the United States. I've just one-way flowed to different places, and I'm feeling intensity in my throat chakra because I'm thinking about how if friends see this, what they might think and worry, but whatever, who cares? I want to share about this because I know that there's other people that are going through this very similar thing, because I feel like it's this collective of people who were on their rise right as COVID started, and I used to think that that like ruined my life, and like COVID like did a lot to a lot of people, physically, mentally, spiritually, otherwise. But I realized that I had to go through all of that and go through all of this like 4 or 5 year span up until this point, 6 years. Oh my God, I'm 25. To get to who I am and how I'm feeling now, because like, despite this huge leap and all of these things, and even sometimes when I sit here and like overthink it and overwhelm myself with the ego brain, I guess, you can hear in my voice, I'm not faking my joy. I'm not faking this liberating feeling. I feel like I can easily, I smile when I talk about it. It's this. I mean, I think I've been smiling this whole video, and that's not unusual for me, but it's not exactly who I show up as all of the time, because I think I spend a lot of time inside of my mind activating this kind of holding on to things version. But when I'm really just speaking and being myself, like, it feels like the fleshy parts of me are happy and healed and excited and thrilled for life. It's like an active in the active behavior of being who I am. I feel joyous. It didn't used to feel that way, but I feel joyous. So now it's really just not doing the other stuff and just continuing to act. Because when I act, I've just been glowing and happy and super excited. Because I sold all my stuff, I gave away my car, and I took a one-way to Mexico City with just a bag and my carry-on, which is literally just like clothes my obsession with bags and collecting bags. Like, I made space for like 3 or 4 bags. I know that's fucking insane, but I know I'm gonna land somewhere soon. I don't know exactly where it's gonna be, but I know that I'm gonna be able to put this stuff somewhere. That they're like the tchotchkes that I've collected, like bags that I got from China or wherever I've been, and I don't want to throw them away. But it's literally just clothes, my collection of bags. I bought another one in Guadalajara, and my laptop bag. It's kind of crazy when I say it out loud, but it's so fun. Like, I don't know. I'm only ever gonna be this young once in my life, and I'm still young. 25 is young. I don't fucking care. I'm not old until I'm fucking 60. And it's been the most scary, but yet the biggest payoff of my entire life. Like, I've never been more confused. Sorry, there's noise outside. Confused and unsure of like where my life is gonna go and what the next step's gonna be. But I've been really embracing and channeling more of my spirituality that I feel like I've been pretending that I don't have, but it's been here this whole time because I've just been distracting myself. In reality, like, I'm super powerful, just as we all are, almost like deity like being. And I'm not saying that to be like, oh, I'm God. It's just like, we all are like that. We all have powers, and it's just gotta believe and trust that it's true. And I've just thrown it all up to my spirit guides or whatever, and things have been working out. Like, I don't know where the money's gonna come from. I don't know how any of this is gonna look, but it's starting to trickle in. And I have to, I want to post this to YouTube because I know this will help someone, but I'm also talking this out loud for myself because I have to remember, like, you think that this is not working out, but like, when you think about what you did and you think about how at this specific time you sold all your stuff, you took a flight, and then you went to Mexico City, and I've been bumping into a bunch of people that feel important in teaching me lessons, even if it's something simple like someone being extremely sweet to me when I'm trying to speak my broken Spanish, and like them holding like loving space for me to be vulnerable and build confidence. Like, just small lessons like everywhere like that, big or small, are starting to pop up. And then like me getting confused on like where the money's gonna come from and being in transition because I don't really want to do massage work anymore and excuse me, want to focus more on like art stuff and creating more from the ether of manifesting like money. Like I don't want to not do anything, but I want to go back to how I used to be, where I'd be like, I want $2,000, and then like manifest it in reality's way of making it work. Which like one time I was like, I want $2,000, and like the scholarship I bullshitted like in college. They were like, we think your essay's amazing, and it was like 200 words. It was so shit, and I got $2,000 every semester. I only asked for 2,000 anyway. This is one example, but I want to be back to that, pulling in the money in, like, kind of like teasing the universe. A little bit of like, how are you gonna bring it to me? Instead of being like, I have to work really hard. It's more fun to be in an airy energy. I'm a Libra, so, and it's been rewarding. It's been scary because I don't know how it's gonna look, and I don't speak Spanish, and here I am in Mexico City, and I thought that I was gonna be in Mexico for a while, and they stamped me only 30 days, so I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen, because I'm also starting to run out of money, and I really think that when I, wrote down in great detail and told my spirit guides and everything that I talked to, like, hey, I don't want to do massage stuff anymore, they, like, took it to heart, because I'm not getting any clients now, despite being an attractive, whatever, that's a whole other thing, but I'm confused, I have no idea what's going on, it feels like I'm on a roller coaster, but it's fun. Like, I feel light, and I know that it's gonna work out. And I'm making this video for me to say that it is gonna work out, and you're gonna be fine, because you've literally asked the universe to give you specific signs, Sam, and those signs are showing up. So you don't need to fret. But I'm also here to say that believe in it, but also have space for your body, your ego body to. Of course it's going to be scared when you're transitioning back into trusting the universe like this, doing something absolutely insane that looks crazy to all the people that you know, and I could be getting a master, I could be taking it the easy route, but I don't want to. I don't want the 9 to 5, I don't want any of that. I want to be led by the universe and guided into a life that feels surprising and exciting, and it's working. It's weirdly like, I don't know how, but it's working.